Good morning and welcome to day, gotta pause, 8 of SICSS-Howard Mathematica. Y'all, this is the home stretch. It's day 8, right? It's Wednesday. We made it to Wednesday. Okay. However you made it is totally fine. Some of us are crawling over the line here. I say with my dissertation, I just need to get my little pinky finger over the line, just the nail. Nobody needs to be writing a Nobel Prize. Just try to finish the damn thing. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 8 of SICSS-Howard Mathematica, the only summer student computational social science at a historically Black university. We are doing exceptional things every morning just by showing up and being present, and I thank you for that. As we start every morning, I will recite our mantra: be who you are and as you are enough. What you have to give and the questions you bring to the table are enough. Take care of your biological and technological and sociological and psychological needs as they come up, and all the other logicals, epistemological, all of those. Take care of those. You should eat whenever you need to, on camera even. Turn your camera off if needed. I love seeing people chewing and drinking stuff. Ontological. Thank you, Rashid. Love that too. Ontological. Everyone is a student here, no matter what your title. That is for our faculty. We all take a learning posture. We all have the ability to sort of just hang out and appreciate the wonder of newness. Set your impersonal intention for today. Start thinking. You can start today to think about what your personal intention is for this institute. It's not over yet. You can start anew today. Is there something specific you want to learn, a skill you want to begin to master, or do you want to drink from the almighty fire hose from which all this information is delivered? Those of us born back in the 70s and 80s and such, remember, drinking out of the fire hose. Not allowed to do that now. I think you get dysentery. And revisit again after the institute. Is it collaboration on a project? Is it asking questions confidently? Is it practicing R? Set your intention for today. It can change tomorrow. It can change midday. It is yours and yours alone. Run your own race so that nobody else tells you where you should or how you should be running it. And as was requested on day 1, breathe. So we're going to drop our question in the chat box, thanking Edith for that. What's your favorite movie? I don't know if there's any like Barbenheimer people out there. If people are doing the double feature with the Barbie movie and Oppenheimer, or people love other movies. One of my favorites is a Barbara Streisand staple called Yentl. If you haven't seen it, she does all sorts of incredible things to be able to just learn as a woman in the time period she was growing up. So taking her learning and the world into her own hands. Love that movie. It was a favorite of my mother as well. If you haven't seen it and you love musicals, check out Yentl. All right, so drop your favorite movies and please humble brag for us. Let us know if you got an extra reps at the gym. If you were swimming, let us know. All right, Very CSS is our lunchtime speaker this afternoon. They've been with us since day 1. You're going to be excited to get to know them. They formed to make sure that there was gender diversity at in terms of our speakers at all of these institutes. So if you end up or want to be a speaker in computational social science, they'll put your picture up on the website so people know to contact you, put some money in your pocket and have you speak. Great group. They're doing incredible stuff. We put them in conversation with Cite Black Women last year, and I think some incredible things came out of that. Waiting to see what incredible things come out of our conversation today. You have a full panel of interesting people to talk with today. Our question askers, please drop those in the chat box for me. Arvin, Argia, Mateo, Nina, Brittany, and JJ. As a reminder, our site, we try our best to avoid free riding, so everybody gets engaged and jumps in and helps with these things. So if you have signed up to ask a question, please make sure you are prepared and ready to ask questions. We want to make sure our speakers are excited to be here and feel that you know the time that they've invested is worth it, and they've invested quite a bit of time to be with us. So those of you who are signed up, please make sure that you are ready to go with questions. Yesterday, it took us a little time to get people going, and there are quite a few people who were signed up for questions who didn't ask questions. So please make sure you're ready for this afternoon. Thank you. All right. If you notice on our schedule, we have a keynote speaker today of some note. That would be the incredible LaTanya Sweeney. She is a faculty member at Harvard University and is both a political scientist and a computer scientist, and started her career around the same time as like Steve Jobs and some of the other names that are way up on the marquee as technologists. She has an incredible story of both academia and government service and private sector service. So as always for those motivational speakers, you get exclusive viewing of that before it's posted anywhere else. I'm going to say this very slowly. I hope everyone is awake and listening to me. This is important. So we're screening her tonight. I would recommend that you take copious notes and think about some questions, just in case, I don't know, you might get to talk to her live. I don't know. In an ideal world, wouldn't that be amazing? I mean, Sophia Noble last year, the author of Algorithms of Oppression, she's a MacArthur Genius Award winner faculty at UCLA, just happened to show up randomly. She just showed up. She's like, hey, I'd love to talk to your students. So you never know when she might show up for, I don't know, an hour of Q&A, or maybe, I don't know, office hours to talk to y'all. Never know when that might happen. So I would recommend highly, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, that you all watch that video tonight when we screen it and come up with some questions. Just a thought for you to think about. Okay? All right. Also reminder, office hours are fun. So for people who went to office hours yesterday with Dr. Imani Munyaka, please drop something in the chat box. Let us know what you thought. Was it fun? And as a reminder, also, this is the first year we had a alum speak, and we want to make that a habit every year that one of our guest speakers is one of our incredible alumni from the previous few years. So that could be you next year. So start thinking about that. If you have a CSS project, maybe something you're working on this week or something in the future, maybe your group is, that could be you. We'd love to have you on this stage with some of our like advanced scholars like Desmond and Dean. You know, we'd love to have you share that marquee. So we'd love to hear if anybody attended office hours. Yes, thank you, Rashid, for dropping that. Yeah, she dropped some serious knowledge. The cameras went off and she was wonderful. As always, we have, you know, some pretty wonderful alums. All right, so let's go to our Keep, Start, Stop. So I believe Amber, our instructor, is going to be sharing our slides today for Keep, Start, Stop. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. Abril is sharing our slides for Keep, Start, Stop. So Abril, please go ahead and share our slides for Keep, Start, Stop. We're going to go through those real quick. And you all should be excited. Today is also signing day. So we're going to hear what everybody's projects are in just a few minutes. Waiting on our Keep, Start, Stop slides. Actually, while we wait on Abril to get that, we've got our inspirational speaker here. So I'm going to bring her on to share some inspiration. Abril, please drop the slides. Drop them. Thank you. Drop screen sharing. Thank you. I'm going to bring Kimberly on. Going to add a spotlight here. Y'all remember Kimberly, she's the one who got us B6ing. So Kimberly and we coordinated our colors today, obviously. You're both from Long Island. We plan these things in advance. She is going to share a bit of inspiration with us this morning. You know, she is our first inspirational speaker who is an alum. We love firsts. So take it away, Kim, and let us know sort of where your thoughts are and give them a little support for keeping on this week, because they're all tired. I know that's in the slide. People are tired.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I see some tired faces. When I was at this point, I was also very tired. So I am going to try and drop some gems of inspiration for y'all with my perky caffeinated self, huh? So good morning. Hello, good morning. As everybody just said, my name is Kimberly again. So I came in summer of 2021, and it was very intense. Anytime, it was mid-pandemic as well, but actually it kind of feels similar because we're still virtual and everything. So anytime you have to sit down for 8 hours in the same spot and take in all of this information and try to use all of this information to build your own projects and everything, not only can it be very intimidating, but it can also be very, very exhausting. But I will say, I'm just going to share a little bit of my story. I only got 5 minutes anyway, so it's going to have to be a little bit. So when I came into SICSS, I was dealing with a lot. Like academically, there was a lot going on. There was, you know, health-wise, family-wise, worldwide, pandemic-wise. But when I came in, I wasn't feeling the most confident about my ideas and about the direction that I was going to head as an individual. Like, I was very confident as far as following other people's ideas in terms of my advisors, my committee, you know, this other scholar who's been here for 20 years has said X and Y, and maybe I could do something similar to that. And when I came into SICSS, this was one of the first times, at least while I was at NYU, that it was kind of, all right, well, what's my idea? What do I want to do? How do I want to do it? Who am I going to work with? Who, like, what other people have similar ideas or similar viewpoints that they also want to talk about? And this place really opened me up to so many opportunities and things, but y'all are going to talk about that anyway. I also want to talk about how this place was very much so an incubator for those ideas in a very sort of safe way, that I didn't have to argue about the nuance of things. I didn't have to convince anybody why talking about African American English or why talking about Jamaican patois was important. I didn't have to argue about why this mattered. And I came out of it feeling so much more confident, so much more edified. And I was able to go on to write a whole qualifying paper about syntax in Jamaican patois, all about say, and, you know, think say, believe say, talk say. And it actually got really good reviews. When I came out of here, I was able to, you know, start another project with another alum, Maxine Van Doren, who was also there in summer of 2021, and get started on, you know, talking about AI and how it recognizes African American English. I was able to start a whole dissertation about language variation in African American English. And it really was just kind of night and day. But when I was here at X hour in the morning, depending on where in the world you are, staring into the screen for the umpteenth hour that week, yes, I was also very exhausted. Yes, I was also like, all right, I'm going to turn my camera off for 10 minutes. I need a break. I got to go. Let me go chef something up in the back. You can't see my kitchen behind me, but it's there. You know, it was a slog for a little bit, but when you get through it, you will come out of this with so many benefits of being able to just, even beyond like whatever financial benefits you may qualify for and everything else, you will be better able, you just feel more confident. Like, it'll be worth it. The efforts will be worth it. The efforts will be worth it. The fruits of your labor will be sweet or savory. If you don't like the sweet things, I don't know, but you will be fine. You will be fine, and it will be worth it. So I just want to come in, spur you on to keep going, because someone else came and spurred me on to keep going, and I'm really glad that they did.
I am so proud of this woman, y'all. She is incredible. And we are so lucky that she was able to join us even for just a little bit. Thank you, sis. Seriously, like the most quoted. We're working on t-shirts, and I'm like, it should say we be sixing. Like, and I also have to chef some stuff up. I'm gonna add that. I like that. That was not my vernacular. It will be soon. I'm sending you a big hug, sis. Please join me in thanking her with hearts and claps and smiles and such, or just nod if you're falling asleep. That's okay too. I mentioned I was shook up and tired by this point. So just know that all this energy brought to you by yerba mate is, you know, was not what I was feeling at this point. So however you feel, however you're doing is valid. Thanks, Kim. Yeah. I hope we see you for presentations maybe on Friday if you have time.
Yeah, I'll be back around.
See you.
Bye. Thanks for having me.
Okay, back to signing day. We've got a few more things to talk about before I send you on your way. All right. We're gonna try keep start stop slides again. Abril, can you get those up for us, please? The speed with which those got up. Very proud of you, Abril. Good job. Abril just finished at Berkeley. She's fantastic. Let's go to the next slide. Keep start stop. This is for day 8. So that was yesterday. Isn't today day 8? Anyway, this is probably wrong, but that's fine. We'll keep going. Anyway, the morning motivation and lunchtime meetings, keep that. We want to keep that. Keep those up. Reminding us to breathe, keep that. Next slide. Start. Maybe one of the Mathematica TAs could circle around groups and ask if we need help with R. So I'm going to push back on that one. We had them with us for a solid week to help with R, and also had a workshop on R. We also provided, training on R. There were office hours on R before y'all got here. They are now available on call. They are working data scientists and have other stuff to do. So I'm going to push back on that one and remind us we're all adults. So if you need help, reach on out and ask. That's a big part of computational social science, is getting used to Googling stuff and finding answers. I'll be honest, that's like the part I hate most about this. I'm like, why is there no like one solid textbook or one, not shout out to Bit by Bit, but why isn't there one place? It's because our field changes so much. So I want to encourage you to reach out when you need help. Start from the bottom. Now we're here. Drake, thank you. I appreciate that. That's bumping in my ears a lot. I appreciate that one. For next year, we could have key links in Google Sheets pinned or bookmarked at the top of our Slack channel. That's great. So I encourage that leadership from all of y'all. So if there are things that are important, you think we need to pin, let us know and we'll pin them. They're all there. Everything's there. So I love that idea. And if somebody wants to take some leadership and recommend that we pin stuff, we're happy to do that. Most things appear in our in the agenda on the website. Almost all your documents are linked there, except a few other things that that we Slack out, I guess, on a regular basis. Yeah, love some leadership on that. If you want to recommend things that we pin, we're happy to do that. Add a question to the poll survey along the lines of what anonymous questions you have. I'm glad you asked that. So that's what that anything else question is for. So that anything else is questions, problems, difficulties. It's anything else. So please feel free to shove some anonymous questions in there if you have them. You can always write to me directly. I'm not going to be like saying, you know, who asked me this question. So I've got big ears to listen to you and know how to keep my mouth shut. So please feel free to write to me directly. If it hasn't hit you yet, I and my entire team are here to support you wherever you are in this process. So please feel free to use that form in the anything else section to let us know if you have questions or to come to me directly. You're also going to get an anonymous survey at the end of all of this for tons of feedback on the entire experience. So please stay tuned for that as well. All right, next slide. Stop. No, who's going to stop? No, going to stop me. Who's going to stop me now? Thank you, Jay-Z and Kanye. I butchered that, but I appreciate that. I love the lyrics. Next one, anything else? Which again is a great place to put questions or anything else. Love the program and wish I had known about it earlier. I will tell you, one of my main motivations for running one of these sites is so that I get to immerse myself in it again. I'm like, I didn't learn that last time. Maybe after 3 times I'll have learned it. So, you can be an organizer like I am. You could also be a TA. There's lots of roles that people can take on. So you can immerse yourself in the space again. Not allowed to reapply and do it again as a student, but I try with our staff that if there's an exercise they want to do, we set up a separate group so they can do it. So just know there's ways to stay with this now that you're part of the family. We tied. Yeah, me too. Me too. I am feeling it. Like you can't tell it because again, brought to you by Yerba Mate. But I'm gonna ask them for sponsorship next year. But I am tired too, people. We are in the home stretch. Please take breaks if you need them. Straight up, take a nap for one of those sections. What do you think I'm doing when y'all are like working? I'm sitting here like head back drooling in this chair. I know you can't see the chair, but that's what I'm doing. Getting more confident every day. Love that. And trust me, a year from now, you're going to be shocked at how much further along you are if you stick with this. I don't like to offer guarantees, but I can say if you just put in a little bit of time daily to just chip away at this, you'll find yourself to be a different person within these challenging academic spaces and a different scholar. This has been an amazing experience for me, and I hope you all will look back on this fondly as well. All right, let's drop screen share and go back to my notes. As I mentioned, 'tis signing day, so I want to get to the projects and stuff. If you're over there trying to edit stuff, you'll notice it's blocked. It's locked to editing temporarily, so that we could get those all typed up. Thank you for your patience this morning while we did that. Let's see. All right, so. I want to review the schedule for the day, talk a little bit about TA, help, and a little bit about our evenings going forward before I announce our teams and individual projects. But let's go ahead and screen share the schedule really quick, Abril, and go over the schedule real quick before we go to discussing our projects. Thank you. Ooh, that was quick. She's getting faster. All right, so today, much like yesterday, 9:30 to 10, logistics, going over a little bit because we needed some time to get some project information from some of you. We had to zero in on what one project you're working on. So reminder, the TAs are available for consultation. I'm starting to see those emails. Please keep them going. If your TA responds with a time or date that's way too late to help you, respond and write to Lena. She's on there, and say, is there somebody else at Mathematica that can help? I will also try to bump those, but not a bad thing to write to everyone that has that skill set on the sheet and say, you know, are any of you available, or is there anybody else at Mathematica? We want to try and get you what you need. Remember, a lot of our TAs are all over the place time-wise. So it might make sense to set up a time with them much earlier in the morning or later. Let us know. We'll make sure the rooms here are open so that you can meet with them. Again, 9:30 to 10 logistics, a little bit over, but we'll pick that up. 10 to 12, you've got work on your group projects. Maybe you've got some meetings with your TAs. 12 to 1 is our bite-sized lunchtime talk number 6 with Very CSS. They're fantastic. Check out their website if you haven't done that already, or if you haven't had a chance to watch the video and trying to figure out some questions. Take a look at their website or Google our speakers. There are lots of ways you can ask questions if you didn't get to the video yet. But please, for the folks who are signed up, again, we don't free ride. Please make sure you have questions lined up for our session. Then you got 1 to 4, work on group projects, and then 4 to 5:30. As I've said, this actually will probably only go an hour. So this is a screening of a pre-recorded video. We have incredible keynotes every year. First year was Timnit Gebru, the whistleblower from Google, who blew the whistle on some things happening there with their AI algorithms that have led to her being on the top 100 leaders. I think she's in the top 20 or even top 10 for Time Magazine. Last year was Safiya Noble, who is a MacArthur genius and an incredible professor, author of Algorithms of Oppression. And this year is one of my academic sheroes, and everyone in my lab knows this because I talk about her all the time, LaTanya Sweeney. We will screen her video tonight. Again, if I were you, I would make sure you're present for that. It's not always posted as fast as we'd like due to things being slow sometimes on GitHub. So I'd make sure you're in the room to watch that, write up some questions. You never know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, when she might show up tomorrow live to talk to you. So make sure you have questions lined up. Maybe Google her, check out her website. Complete list of all of her academic work is there. She's got an incredible lab at Harvard and is just phenomenal, and a wonderful human being. So if I were you, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, make sure you're in the room when we screen that video and come with questions tomorrow. All right, that does it for today for the schedule. Let's drop screen share, please. And again, thank you. We always built in extra time, so you have more than enough time this morning. Let's see. I told you about the TA help. So we'll largely not have debriefs or announcements in the evenings unless they're super quick and super important right before the speaker. We want to give you as much time back as possible, given sort of how long a slog this is. And I want to remind you, as you head into the groups and teams that we're about to bring up, and if you're working on your own, to think carefully about your intentions and what you want to get out of this and what's important to you here. Because again, you can get easily sucked into somebody else's dream, somebody else's project. So make sure that you see a place for yourself in your group and you are adding, right? Again, nobody's really going to benefit from you just being in the room and your name being on it and you're not contributing. So whether that's the social science grounding, the data science grounding, or something in between, make sure whatever you're doing fits your intentions and your goals for this institute, okay? It is legitimately not too late to switch. I probably switched on Thursday of the program. So if you need to switch, come see me. The sheet is locked, but please come see me if you ultimately end up wanting to switch. Not a problem, okay? All right, and a reminder about funding. Please think about funding as you're applying these different skills. You don't have to apply for funding using the project you're working on this week. But if you have that in mind, it might drive you to think about the structure of what you're doing a little bit more carefully. All right, drum roll for signing day. It's time to announce the projects. And I also want to tell you very quickly before I say them, I wanted to mention to you, your projects on Friday, the presentations are not recorded. So we imagine all of your projects as being in progress. So you can trip, fall, stumble, repeat yourself, whatever. It is not recorded. You'll get feedback from all of us and some of the TAs and speakers and stuff that might be in the room, but it will not be recorded. Okay, so everybody should be able to present with confidence wherever you land because it's not recorded. All right, so we had a total of 38 brainstormed proposals. Y'all were prolific. I love that. 38 proposals, and I'm sure there are more in your head that you didn't put out there, but we love seeing all the brainstorm proposals. One of these days, we'll compare across years and look at topics and such, and maybe give you all multiple years of brainstorm proposals and such, maybe next year. Of that, we landed on 9 projects in total, 6 individual and 3 group projects. There were a few of you we needed to check in with to make sure we knew which project you were on. If after I announce these, they are incorrect, please stick around and follow up with us so we get it correct, because we need to figure out scheduling for presentations on Friday. So our 6 individual projects, the first is a project from Dereje. Dereje, we're missing a title for that right now. Right now it just says Dereje Ethiopia. So we're going to need a title for that. When you have a chance, drop it in the chat box to our team. Our second project is DEI in the workplace. That is JJ. Again, these are our individual projects. If you want to learn more about these projects, there should be descriptions in our document, but we'll get more on those as the week unfolds. Our third individual project is Rashid Shabazz on the mosque and the block. So excited to hear about that one. 3 projects so far. Dereje, again, looking for a title for your projects. Please drop that in the chat box. We'll follow up by email. Now our next one by Brittany is Misperceptions of Progress and Conceptualizations of DEI. Looking forward to that one as well. 4 great projects so far. Our next one is Beth, Epistemology as a Path to Empowerment. Love that. Excited about that. And then finally, our final individual project is Rohitha Idara, Use of Coded Language in Online Reviews of Public Schools. I believe we needed to add a title for you to that project. Amber, can you add that to our document if it's not there already? Dereje, once you give us our project name, we'll update that sheet with your project name as well. Then we've got 3 groups that are taking very seriously our suggestion about the power of group work. And I will say of all of our individuals, I assume that all those folks also have TAs as the wind beneath their wings. So nobody's really working alone here, let's be honest. They're just some silent partners, okay? All right, so our 3 group projects are Framing Illegality with Joel, Nina, Mango, and Mateo. Our second group project is Solidarity Analysis in the Media, Ukraine versus Middle East Wars. That's James, Jacqueline, Gia, Kevin I, James is on there twice, and Joyanna. James is just like, James is in there twice. I love that. James and James. And then our final project is Local Politics of Public Safety, Rebecca, Kevin, and Ayana. So again, signing day, super excited about the range of projects and the topics. I hope you all are excited and have leaned into the skills and your thoughts on the skills you need and are reaching out to our TAs and Googling like mad. And I agree, these are super groups. All right. So now that I've announced that, I'm once again going to drop in the chat box our link to the funding. I think this is the right link. This says 2023 on it, which worries me slightly, but let's drop it in there and see if it's correct. So a reminder once again, yeah, that's not it. Once again, let's see, let's try that again. Let's see, that should be, nope, still not it. Third time's a charm. This is live. This is why these things are fun. Let's see. Copy. There we go. That should be it. All right. That's the funding link, just so you have a chance. So questions we got last year about that is you do not need to be a professor to be a principal investigator for us. We be setting our own rules. So yeah, you are the principal investigator on any project proposals you put in. Obviously, you need to follow your university standards for IRB and all that. And if you start IRB process and it's required for the work that you do, that will be helpful. But we do not expect you to have approval by the time you submit this in 2 months, just that you have thought about that. All right. I think that's it for me. I have talked quite a bit there. Are there any questions before we open up the rooms and have you go ahead and head out and start working with your teams? Any questions? No. Okay, seeing no questions. Breakout rooms are open. Please head to your breakout rooms. If you have any questions, hang out. Yes, I can send one of the TAs to your rooms when they join if I know they're coming. Yes.
Thank you all for watching. For more information on SICSS-Howard Mathematica, visit our website, follow us on social media, and join our email list.